This presentation is a sampling of my master's thesis research undertaken at Carleton University. In this dataset, I examined the role linguists play in preserving biocultural diversity by seeking to measure if there's any change over time in linguists including ethnobotanically relevant information in their documentation works. I specifically focus on dictionaries published between 1960 and 2020. My methodology was guided by my primary research question: what ethnobotanical information is often included in linguistic dictionaries? I also sought to measure if the rates of inclusion for these facets has changed between 1960 and 2020. To accomplish this, I read 18 dictionaries that were products of language documentation efforts, 6 of which were part of dissertations. In this chart, you'll see some of the basic categories and qualities I observed. First and foremost was plant use. Looking at how many dictionaries from each decade did or didn't include plant use, we observe a general positive trend over time, albeit weak. There was an even weaker to no trend affecting scientific name inclusion. This would likely change had more dictionaries been assessed. An unplanned category was observed in the high occurrence of vague terminology in definitions, such as type of plant or kind of tree. I titled these generics. Contrary to the other two categories, we would ideally see use of generics go down over time. In this, we observed, again, a not very strong trend, largely due to the lack of data points. Given more time, I would definitely assess more dictionaries so as to include more points in this dataset. Another limitation is the difficulty comparing languages to each other. For example, it's difficult to say that one dictionary did a better job of documenting plant terms if it was produced on a language in an arid location compared to one in a subtropical location. But going forward, there is an immense amount of potential for future research since so few studies of this kind exist. I would definitely suggest a larger, more comprehensive study given the time, namely a larger sample size. Additionally, I think going beyond dictionaries would be an interesting challenge. Overall, though, this study, though limited, proved insightful for understanding the impact that linguists can have and where there's room for improvement in future linguistic efforts.